Welcome to our post-game thoughts on the Browns' loss in Baltimore. Doug Lesmerises, Patsko, Kay Cabot, Dan Labbe, and Ashley Bastock. Ashley, what's your big takeaway from this loss as the Browns fall to 6-6?
My takeaway is that the defense's takeaways were just not enough as this offense totally sputtered down the stretch as they needed to make a big play. I mean, we've heard over and over again these guys on defense talk about how they knew they needed to get more takeaways, how takeaways are contagious. They finally made it happen and intercepted a guy who doesn't throw a whole lot of interceptions in Lamar Jackson. And ultimately, I think came away with 3 points on all of those interceptions. So overall, just a strong defensive effort that was squandered.
Dan, what do you got?
The Bengals are going to win the North. I don't know. I mean, the Browns are just a bad football team right now. There's no other way to put it. The offense is awful. They can't get anything going downfield. The Ravens were playing 10 guys in the box on 3rd and long. There was just no respect for the passing game at all tonight. And I don't know how they fix it. I don't want to be too bleak, but that's kind of where this team is at. I don't think they're going to get this opportunity 2 weeks from now to intercept Lamar Jackson. And it feels like the season might be over. And unless they get this passing game worked out, I think that's going to be the case.
Dan Labbe says, I don't want to be bleak, but the season might be over. Mary Kay, how about you?
You know, when I look at the offense right now, I see a couple of things that are really going wrong. A lot of things are going wrong, but the tackles, the left tackle, the right tackle, when they lost Jack Conklin, it really opened up all of the opportunities for the Ravens to just come blasting in off the edge. Jed Wills is not himself. He hasn't been himself this season since he injured his ankle. And I think you could see that tonight. So, you know, Blake Hance is not Jack Conklin. And so I think that's one huge issue. The other huge issue is the fact that they just don't really have much of a receiving core right now. Either they're not getting open or Baker Mayfield, when they do get open, struggles to get them the ball. So those are the two number one issue. I mean, obviously tonight they couldn't even run the ball, but I think that was also a function of, you know, the tackle situation. So the tackles and the receivers in my mind right now are just completely just huge issues they have to deal with.
What do you think, Scott?
I mean, this story of the game was just the offense not getting going. I mean, you had Kareem Hunt back, you had DPJ back, Jack Conklin, who I know left early, but I mean, the offense is just struggling. It just comes down to 3rd downs. I mean, you had the Browns, a team that really struggles on 3rd downs all year against the best 3rd down defense in the league. That was just like a recipe for disaster. And it's probably no coincidence that the only touchdown drive the Browns had didn't include a 3rd down. The Browns were 4 of 13. And of those 13 3rd downs, 11 of them were 3rd and 5 or longer. And they converted 2 of those. One was due to penalty. And that's, you know, how you end up punting 6 times and getting to the red zone once. And it just wasn't good enough.
So I do think, I don't think the season's over. I think they have a chance to save themselves in this bye week, right? But they have to change something. They can't just try to work it, get better. So I think Kevin Stefanski has lost the thread on this offense. I think there's art and science to play calling, and there's no art right now to this. And I think he needs to let Alex Van Pelt call plays in the next game against Baltimore, because he has no feel for this right now. And all the things you guys said are true, but he got asked after the game, are you changing quarterbacks? He's like, why would I change quarterbacks? Okay, you're not changing quarterbacks. Hunt and Chubb are back. Jack Conklin's going to be gone. These are your receivers. You couldn't make it work with Odell. So what are you going to do? Do the same thing? Do the same thing that leads to 10 points every game? You got to change something. So he needs to let someone with a fresh set of eyes try to string this together somehow, because a lot of the other stuff is not going to be magically fixed, but they should be better than 10 points. With all the problems they have, they should be better than 10 points. And he is helping nothing right now. And that's been the case for a while. We will talk about this more on the Orange and Brown Talk postgame podcast. Bye week, no bye for the pods. We'll be podding all week. We'll be writing for the next 2 weeks at cleveland.com, trying to figure out where this Browns season goes after this loss in Baltimore that dropped them to 6-6. Thanks for joining us here on our cleveland.com Cleveland Browns YouTube channel.